Boris Johnson must tear up the withdrawal agreement with the EU before the end of the year or risk the bloc pursuing the UK for a staggering £100 billion after Brexit, the head of a banking consultancy has claimed. However, Her Majesty's Treasury has downplayed any risk, and said the EU had already begun repaying the money it owed. Bob Lydon claimed current, underpublicized arrangements leave the nation dangerously entangled with the European Investment Bank (EIB) and in grave danger of being held liable for massive future payments. Mr. Lydon, the founder of Lydon Consulting Service, was speaking at the start of a crunch week, with Mr. Johnson having set a deadline of Thursday for the conclusion of talks aimed at sewing up a wide-ranging trade deal with the bloc. However, Mr. Lydon believes the problem is more fundamental than disagreements over fishing rights or state aid and dates back to the withdrawal agreement Mr. Johnson signed last year, which he said left Britain boxed into a number of key financial areas. He said, "The fact that we voted to leave the EU should mean that when we leave, we sever our connection with the EIB. But that isn't what has been negotiated at all." Currently, the UK has an invested capital in the EIB of €3.6 billion, £3.26 billion, Mr. Lydon said. In addition, he said there was an extra block of capital which the UK has subscribed to, totaling €35.6 billion, £32.2 billion. The €35.6 billion is callable to make good losses that the EIB couldn't cover from their own resources. That money would come from the Treasury. But another way we could be whacked is if the EIB makes losses up to the amount for which it has got EU guarantees, which is currently €77.5 billion. If it made losses on those programs, it could call the whole lot back to the EU, and theoretically we would have to pay all of that. Because the EU's budget structure is what is called joint and several liability. Any one member state could have to pay everything, and under the withdrawal agreement, we don't get out of that at all. He added, the worst possible case is we get called up for €35.6 billion to the EIB, the whole subscribed but uncalled capital, and the €3.6 billion that we've paid in already, and lose the entire €39.2 billion, £35.5 billion. That's the base.